are you getting on with Daniel, by the way? Do you even speak much? Like, how's it go?
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually surprised. He's completely different to what he portrays, like what people think he actually is. Like, no, I was surprised. But yeah, no, training with Dubois has been
at least for a round or two.
First
Still
time
be
he
Mike
gets
Tyson.
cracked, it's gonna. I guarantee you, his head's gonna be like, oh shit.
It's gonna be interesting to see what happens.
How many rounds is it?
I think it's 8.
Yeah.
8.
He got dropped. Moses Itauma destroys Dubois in leaked sparring footage. According to inside reports, Dubois was humbled badly while Itauma showed maturity and timing. This wasn't ordinary sparring, it was a young lion announcing himself against an exposed heavyweight.
It's good because that's only sparring. If you get dropped in sparring, it means you're learning. Tomorrow morning you don't get dropped with the same shot. So him getting dropped in sparring, that means he's learning on the job, so it's okay. Who cares? Alexander usually gets dropped in sparring, but he's learning on the job.
And the whispers didn't stop there. The reports that followed revealed just how brutal that spar really was. According to inside reports, sparring turned into a one-sided showcase. Moses Itauma pressed forward with power and precision, leaving Dubois struggling for survival. For a teenager to dismantle a world-level name like this, fans quickly realized something special was happening.
Hit the work, baby.
And soon, the wider boxing world reacted with shock and disbelief. Shockwaves hit the boxing scene. Dubois, a former title contender, getting knocked out in sparring by a teenager. Fans called it a passing of the torch. Insiders called it a wake-up call. Either way, Itauma stole the headlines overnight.
Right down the middle, straight right, and knocked him down again. And that one to finish him was a big shot, man.
Confidence. That's the word Johnny Nelson chose. Itauma didn't just share the ring, he owned it. Against a seasoned heavyweight like Dubois, the teenager showed no fear, only belief. That swagger is the hallmark of a future world champion.
That's what probably surprised. Well, no, probably what surprised me more than anything was the confidence that he had. He was getting it with me. You know, I was world champion at that point, and this young man came in and he really just tried.
And when confidence combines with knockout power, promoters know they've got something special. Frank Warren's words carry weight. He's seen punchers come and go, but Moses is different. He's flattening world-class names even in sparring. Dubois felt that firsthand, and it showed just how destructive Itauma's power already is at heavyweight level.
Gone the distance once, but I'm talking about with somebody who doesn't fiddle around, somebody who actually would like to get him in the latter rounds and is capable of knocking people over. You know, he's a puncher. You've seen him do it. And
Buddy McGirt talks about deep waters, but Itauma already dragged Dubois there in sparring. By round after round, Dubois looked lost, jab neutralized, timing broken. It wasn't luck, it was pressure boxing from a young fighter with an old head.
Yeah, it's got to go to the deep waters. Unless somebody slips up and get caught early. But, we gotta get him into the deep waters. That's the key.
Duke McKenzie didn't mince words. He flat out said Dubois is finished. That's the impact of getting schooled by Itauma. One sparring session flipped the narrative. The young lion rising, the older contender written off. Brutal, but boxing is unforgiving.
Drug is a disgrace to the sport of boxing. I don't know how or why he's got this shot. Don't think he deserves it. Hasn't beaten anybody of any note. Loses all of the big fights.
And the man at the center of it all, Moses himself, soon explained his mindset. This is the mentality of a future king. Moses Itauma doesn't hesitate. Dubois, Usyk, whoever, he's ready. That mindset alone tells you he's built different. Most young fighters shy away from names like Dubois, but Itauma sees opportunity, not danger. He knows a win propels him to stardom, history, and riches. This is why Dubois was humbled in sparring. He's dealing with a fearless opponent. Itauma's words are clear. He's not here to participate, he's here to dominate. Confidence like this isn't arrogance. It's the trademark of greatness in the making.
I would be silly not to take that, because I would end up in a better position taking that fight than if I didn't take that fight. If I win, I'm a world champion, I'll smash the records, I'm a millionaire, superstar, XYZ, yeah? And if I didn't take that fight, then I've still...
Dubois tries to talk tough here, insisting he wants anyone lined up, but words are cheap when sparring tells another story. After the Parker loss and now these Itauma reports, fans aren't buying it. He sounds desperate to rebuild his image, but there's a difference between sounding hungry and looking convincing. Against Moses, he didn't look like the predator, he looked like prey. Fighters can talk about lining them up, but when a teenager is putting you down in sparring, the credibility takes a serious hit. Dubois' reputation is hanging by a thread, while Itauma's rises.
People saying that after the Parker thing, that I'm ducking people, but right now I just want to deck someone.
So you'll have any one of those names right now.
Hey?
I said you'll have any of those names right now.
And the cracks in Dubois' words showed again when he addressed the heavyweight picture. Here Dubois tries to sound ambitious, but the cracks are obvious. Mentioning Itauma feels more like pressure than genuine confidence. He talks about belts and opportunities, but his words don't carry the authority of a man in control. Instead, it sounds like a man chasing a dream while the new generation is already taking his spot. Inside reports of him getting dropped by Moses make this two-time champion talk feel hollow. Dubois is talking about what he hopes to be, while Itauma is already proving who he is. And that contrast couldn't be clearer.
We're going to go in for this next step.
Who is next? Is Moses Itauma on the horizon?
All the guys in the heavyweight division, yeah, they're all the guy, especially the one who has the belts. And you know, if the belts fragment or whatever, stuff like that can happen. Whatever way I can become two-time heavyweight champion. That's where I'm going.
Eddie Hearn voices caution, and he's right. At just 20 years old, Moses Itauma is still learning, but sparring Dubois proved he's learning faster than anyone expected. Hearn doesn't see Dubois as the perfect test right now, but the irony is Dubois already failed that test in sparring. Frank Warren might try to protect Moses, but the hype is out of the bag. Everyone knows this kid can bang with the big names. Hearn's hesitation is less about Itauma's ability and more about how quickly he's rising. The danger, holding him back when he's already ready.
Or he might knock him out. I don't know. But personally, at 20, you know, you got to get it right. And Frank, like I said, Frank knows what he's doing. And I think I'd be very surprised if they took that kind of test. Yeah.
Amir Khan speaks from experience. He knows the danger of being pushed too fast. His advice is simple: let Moses Itauma mature before unleashing him on the giants. And yet the irony here is powerful. Moses has already schooled a so-called contender in Dubois during sparring. Inside reports showed Dubois looking rattled, Itauma looking composed, and fans questioning whether patience is even needed. At just 20, he's showing qualities some heavyweights never master: timing, confidence, and destructive finishing. Khan is right that time can make him greater, but even now Moses looks ready to trouble names like Dubois. Maybe slow isn't in his vocabulary.
You don't want to rush him. You want to take it easy. You want to take it slow. Don't rush him. Let him enjoy. He's still 20 years old. Let him get to 22, 23 years old, and that's then you start putting him in with the top names in boxing, like the Usyks and like the Wilders or even the Joshuas and the Furies. At the moment, I think you should keep on building him. Let him keep on winning.
And when others compared him to today's top heavyweights, the debate grew even louder. Adam Smith tries to place Itauma carefully, but his words almost underplay what we've already seen, saying maybe Dubois edges him as laughable, when inside reports confirmed Dubois was floored, dominated, and broken in sparring by this teenager. Let's be real, Usyk is on another level, but Dubois, he's already been humbled by Moses, and sparring doesn't lie. Smith wants to protect the narrative, suggesting Itauma isn't ready, but actions speak louder than words. Ready or not, he's already taken Dubois' confidence and exposed his flaws. Poor jab, predictable rhythm, shaky chin. Fans don't need to be told Itauma is coming. They've seen the proof. Sometimes analysts cling to caution, but the eye test shows it. Moses Itauma is already levels above Dubois, and his ceiling could be frightening for the entire division.
When is he ready? I think he could beat most heavyweights in the world, with the exception possibly of Usyk and maybe Dubois, possibly AJ. The top 3 or 4, he's not ready for them yet.
Johnny Nelson's breakdown is brutal, but it's the truth. By round 5 of sparring, Dubois wasn't just losing, he was broken. Itauma systematically stripped him of every weapon. The jab neutralized, the power smothered, the movement slowed, and most importantly, the confidence destroyed. That's what champions do. They don't just beat you, they dismantle you. And this wasn't under bright lights with belts on the line. This was behind closed doors, no cameras, no excuses. If Dubois looked this lost in sparring, imagine what would happen under real fight conditions. Nelson's words echo what insiders have said. Moses Itauma didn't just get the better of Dubois, he schooled him. For a 20-year-old to make a world-level heavyweight sit down and question himself, it tells us Dubois isn't the future, Itauma is. And the scary part, he's only just getting started.
What he did to Daniel, it took away everything, all his attributes. He took away his jab, took away his power, took away his movement, took away his confidence, to the point where Daniel was putting his backside on the floor thinking, wow, you know, we're only in round 5 and I'm getting chopped up. And this guy, Usyk.
Here's what it all comes down to. He got dropped. Moses Itauma destroys Dubois in leaked sparring footage, and that single moment flipped the heavyweight conversation. For Dubois, the stakes couldn't be higher. He's already carrying the scars of past defeats, the Parker loss, and now the humiliation of being humbled in sparring by a 20-year-old. If he somehow shocks the world and beats Itauma in a real fight, his redemption arc is alive. He silences the doubters, and maybe, just maybe, he climbs back into the title picture. But if Itauma does what many insiders believe, if he repeats sparring under the lights, then it's game over for Dubois. He'll be remembered as the man who got finished by a teenager, while Moses launches into superstardom. The mental side matters too. Itauma looks fearless, calm and ruthless, while Dubois still carries that air of doubt. Who's mentally stronger? Who really wants it more? From the inside reports to the analyst breakdowns, the signs all point one way. Are you backing Moses Itauma to rise, or is Dubois capable of pulling off the upset? Drop your thoughts below. Let's settle this debate.